So what we're going to be doing today is making some Mircarta handle scales out of some old blue jeans. And all I did with the blue jeans is tore it up. And this isn't like heavy duty. I think this was a pair of my little girl's blue jeans that she tore up. So instead of throwing them away, I just made like shavings out of them. I took them and put them in food coloring. And kind of just let them soak it up to get the color. I've done this once already with some fiberglass resin that you can get from like Lowe's or Walmart that you use for your cars and stuff, and that does good, but it kind of took away from the color and the effect of it, because if you've ever used that stuff, it has a yellowish tint to it. So it really takes away from the color. So we're going to try it with this crystal clear epoxy resin. Same stuff we used for the gum seed tree pod casting, and see how it comes out there. So first thing we need to do is, because I poorly made this mold, just take some hot glue and seal up the cracks. Right? I don't know if you can see down in there, but all the gaps and stuff are sealed up. The big ones that I'm talking about are like that, where I just didn't make straight cuts. Or, well, this one I made this piece too short, and instead of using more, I just made do. And all this mold is made out of, I didn't really cover that. I don't remember if I covered it on the last one. But this is just some cutting board I picked up from Sam's Club, which is a wholesale club close to us. And I think I paid like 10 bucks for a big piece. I've made one mold out of it, and I have quite a bit left. I want to make some other molds for, like, say, pen blanks or bottle stoppers or stuff like that. So alright, we're going to give this a minute to set up, and then we'll just stuff this in, mix up the resin, and get to going. Today we're going to be mixing up in this red Solo cup, and since there's not really measurements on there, we're going to do this by weight, because it says 50-50 portions of it. Alright guys, well, I don't know how much of that you've seen. My GoPro fritzed out. I'm probably going to have to get that replaced. But we've got the block in here. And they're pretty good. And I don't know if I want to take and clamp it down or not. It seems to be pretty good and compressed. But look here, when I push it, it compresses a little bit more, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. This is some really good epoxy. So I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Let it set. I'm not going to put it in the pressure pot because I did push it down and this is somewhat slow setting. With the fiberglass resin, I didn't put it in the pressure pot. Did the same thing. And it seemed to work just fine. And it has a faster set time than this. So we'll come back to this in the morning and see how it turns out. Almost forgot, we have some extra here, and we're just gonna put a little bit of color with it and mix it up and put it in here with this. And once this gets to the top, I'll either cut it in scales or turn it down into something. I got a little bit of blue left, so let's put a touch of blue in it. Oh, it's probably a little much, but that's alright. You know, because this whole thing's going to be an experiment. And we're going to take a dab of white Pearl X and just put down in there. Let's see here. Nah. Look at this. Gonna put about that much. Ooh, that looks pretty already down in there. So let's get this mixed up, and it's quite a bit. I severely overestimated the amount of resin we would use. I mean, yeah, quite a bit. Alright, look at that, guys. That is beautiful. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for some other handles. So I'm gonna get this poured in there, and that'll be it. Well, we're almost there. That was a lot of leftover resin, but we won't let it go to waste, will we? Alright, guys, well, it's been the next day. It's going to be kind of interesting getting it out, because I put to kind of compress it, I put the piece of cutting board down on top just to push it down, and I'm not sure if it's kind of made itself into the part. The resin isn't supposed to stick to this, but last time it was a fight getting it out of this mold. So let me grab my drill and we'll get her pulled apart. Looks like we got a little bit of where it didn't quite go all the way through there. Hopefully it's going to be thick enough for 2 scales. So let's jump over to the grinder, see if we can't get this out and clean the block up a little bit. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up. It's kind of dark, but there the finished products are. Not quite what I expected. I thought the blank would be bigger. So I've got, they're about 1/4 inch scales, which I mean, I've used ones that size before, so it shouldn't be no problem. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, that's why these things are experiments. You never know what's gonna come out. Kind of like Forrest Gump. Life's like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're gonna get. But anyway, we'll throw them on a set of a knife and see what it is, see what they look like, see what they turn out. So I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all are having a great day, and have a blessed one.